Satnam Aloha. So today I want to talk about the eclipse. And we're in the eclipse season right now. And you'll know all of that if you're a fan of astrology. So I want to talk about the September 7th lunar eclipse, lunar full moon eclipse. And so this is an important time we'll go into. It's basically fated events will happen, things that ripple 6 months afterwards into the future, and it's about just getting you on your soul's journey, basically. So let's go quickly through this. And remember, if you don't have your chart, if you're unfamiliar with human design, go to my information box, go get your free chart, and then subscribe to my channel and follow along with the transit reports that I do. And you'll learn more and more about your own chart. So remember, with neutrino astrology, I'm not here to make your prison cell more comfortable, basically, right? We're leaving a 400-year cycle that's ending in 2027. And this is a huge mutation that the humanity is going through right now. And you can see the symptoms of that out in the world, all the chaos. Well, this is about this change that we're going through. The old system is collapsing and the new system is being born. And so this is what my transit program is about. It's to help you to transition through these tumultuous times, because they're going to get crazier and crazier. And my channel will help you to keep your sanity, keep centered as you move through these waters, right? So I take a spiritual approach to human design. If you're familiar with human design, mine is very soul-led. I'm soul-led, basically. Okay, so let's go into the lunar eclipse here, September 7th. And so you want to take note of what's going on in your life. What is losing energy? What's happening in your life? It's all giving you clues, because lunar means let go. Something needs to be let go so something else can come in and be born that's more aligned with you. So you can see there's the moon, 63.5, right? So this is the crown chakra here. So this is a pressure. It's a pressure, a mental pressure. And what are these? The 64 and the 63 are doubt and confusion. I call these the crazy gates. 64, 63. So this is about looking for truth, right? So the collective is going to be looking for truth because they want to get rid of doubt and confusion. I don't understand what's happening in the world. I need somebody else, fifth line, to come and tell me what's going on in the world. So I need to get rid of this confusion and doubt, right? The mind's going to be under a lot of pressure here, okay? So let's go into what is a lunar eclipse? Like spiritually, what is a lunar eclipse? Well, it's a disruptor. It's a disruptor. So you can see there's the sun. There's our sun. There's the moon on the other side. So this makes it a full moon. But the earth is in the way. The earth is in the middle, right? So this is a lunar eclipse. So what does this mean? Well, the moon, you can look at it as your mind, the past, right? Well, the sun's not, this is why it's disrupting. The sun's not feeding the moon with the light anymore. The earth is in the way. What's the earth? The earth is your body, represents your body. And this is your solar essence here. So this is a gift because, you know, the mind also rules habits. This is the subconscious mind too. That's why it's the past, right? Our subconscious mind is the storehouse of the past. So the mind loses direct reflection of spirit, of soul. And what does this open up? It opens up karmic shadows to start to surface, right? And so this eclipse is activating the 6364 that I talked about, doubt and confusion. And it's the dissolution of the old mental awareness system, right? This does. So this is cutting off the mind, basically, right? It's cutting off the mind. So this is a real blessing, this eclipse. Okay, especially for the folks out there that are ruled, like most of the planet, are ruled by their mind. And remember, the mind is a foreign installation. It's not natural to us as spiritual beings having human experiences. We've had this mind imposed upon us, and it's connected to the past. It's connected to conditioning. So let's go through just a review here. And I haven't talked about this in a while. The evolution. What's the evolution that's happening here for humanity? Well, we're evolving, right? So this is the mind. In human design, it's called the ajna, which is not the third eye, the Hindu Brahmin chakra system. This is the mind, basically the mind and the crown chakra. So we've been in the mental awareness system. What does that mean? What does this mean? Well, we started out with the physical awareness system. So this would be, if you look at Neanderthal, Cro-Magnon, this was about now, present now moment. It's all about keeping your body alive, basically, right? The splenic awareness system. And then we evolved into the mental awareness system. And this is when we started using strategy, logic, focus, right? Being able to anticipate weather patterns and things like that, and agriculture, and, all the things. The mind has taken us a long way as a humanity. It's the bedrock of our civilization, basically, was the mental awareness system. So this is how you're experiencing life, is through your mind, Well, this is starting to dissolve the mental awareness system. And we can see this with the information overload that's happening now in the world, and the onslaught of AI, right? Things like that. This is this is moving, right? The mental awareness system, and then we're moving into the Solar Plexus Mutation, right? This is the Solar Plexus, and this is going to mutate into spirit awareness, right? Which is about experiencing life through frequency, through vibration here. So this is just in a nutshell, right? But you look at the mental awareness system, it's not safe right now to be in your mind. This is why people are experiencing anxiety and depression and existential dread, right? There's overwhelm, right? Too much information, too much data, AI-generated truths, looking for truth. We don't know what's real, what's artificial. We don't know the news. It's like, are we getting the truth? Are we getting more lies and propaganda? Right? So this can there can be a collapse of meaning too, right? So we've got this mental awareness system. This is, you may have noticed that. Like, let me know if you're having trouble sleeping, insomnia, or you just can't turn the mind off, right? And there's going to be more and more mental health issues coming, right? So we've got this. It's not a safe place to be, the mind. There's no peace there. It's not in the now. It's not present. And then if you go down to the solar plexus, well, this isn't safe either. There's no truth here either. There's no truth in the mind. And then there's no truth in the emotions, because the emotions are all over the place now. And it doesn't matter if you have definition, if this is colored in or not. I've got a defined solar plexus. And my wave is like crazy, my emotional wave. I'll go through so many moods in one day. And I remember once I'm so happy, right? I feel like I'm just overflowing with joy and love and no reason whatsoever. And then an hour later, it's like I just feel like I'm in a funk, like I'm in a quagmire, like darkness. And I'll remind myself, it's like, wow, an hour ago I was so happy, and now look at me now. Well, is there a reason? Is something that I ate? No, no reason at all. That's just the wave, right? So the wave can be up and down like that, but I'm discovering that it's moving faster and faster. So what's happening are these emotions are being purged, right? These emotions are being purged. It's going through like a deep purification process right now. So there's no truth in their emotions, right? Because they're up and down, they're up and down. Well, where's the safe place to go? Not the mind, not the emotions. Well, look at the chart. The chart is guiding us, right? The chart is like, look over here, the 4720, right? This is all the 6447. That's all about oppression. That's our ancestral trying to understand. Like the mind is a tool, a machine. It's almost like a machine. The mind is trying to make sense of the past and the future. So we're going to experience this like these, like, why am I thinking about 1995? Why am I thinking about 2007? Why am I like thinking about the future? Right? That's this mechanism. The mind is trying to make sense of everything. It's trying to make sense of this flood of information. Not a good place for you to be. Right? So look at the charts. It's 5720. Right? This is the place to be. And this is the body. So this is where there's truth. There's truth in the physical awareness. And this is the present now moment. Right? The present now moment. And you can see that the 5720 is activated. It's the channel of the brainwave. I never like how Ra names these channels. They make no sense. He's 3 parts left, I'm 3 parts right. Right? But I'll help you to understand this. So don't get caught up in the name of it. So the 5720, this is about speaking in the now, present now moment, the 20. And then the 57 is you'll have certainty, right? You'll have clarity. You'll have clarity if you speak in the present now moment, if you're speaking the truth. And this is all about keeping your body alive. It's very intuitive. So it's unlocking your body's wisdom. This is your body's intuition. This is ancient. This is an ancient awareness system. This isn't your third eye intuition that's connected to the neutral mind. This is your body, right? Your body. So this is where it's safe for you to be as we wait. Remember, these emotions have to get purified, and then that mutates, right? The wave becomes clear, and then what comes online is feelings. And feelings are different than emotions. Emotions are up and down, up and down. Feelings are tones, right? Feelings are tones. And this is how the soul will start to communicate, through feelings, not through emotions, right? The emotions have to throw out. These are all our ancestor stuff and our stuck emotions from childhood. All the emotions we took on from our environment, all that stuff's got to go first. And then we'll get to the point where it's after the mutation, the 55th gate, right? The wave stops, and then clarity comes, and then we'll get this feeling tone. It's acoustic. And that's how the soul communicates, through tone. But we can't go there now. It's like that, okay, the house isn't ready. We got this big mansion that's being renovated and cleaned up, and right, you're getting a new kitchen, you're getting some windows, you're getting the black mold out of there, right? But you have to wait, right? You have to wait till that's done. It's not done yet, so you can't go into your emotions for truth. but you can go to your body for truth, right? So you're not regressing, we're not going back, but we're going to where there's a safe harbor, and that's in your physical body. And the truth is in the now present moment. That's what the 57 and the 20 say. So if you're not in the present now moment, if you're in the shadow of superficiality and you're talking trash and you're reacting to the storms out there in the world without any kind of depth, you're not connected to your being, then the 57th shadow is fear of the future, fear of the future. So eliminate the fear of the future by being present now and completely embodied, and that prepares you for the 56, right? That's the new moon. The new moon solar eclipse on September 21st is the 46, and that's the love to be, love being in your body, right? So, and you can see with my sacred sexual alchemy retreat, why this is important, right? Like, why is this important? Just quickly here, with the solar plexus mutation, that's in 2027. It's because the emotional system, our solar plexus, is distorted with the highs and lows that I talked about, even my own life, no truth in the now. And when sexual energy, which is your creative energy, starts to leak, and I'm going to show you how one way that it can leak that's related to this eclipse, well, it amplifies distortion, right? And then this brings in anxiety, depression, confusion. But when it's transmuted, and that's what this retreat is about, is learning how to transmute this energy. Well, it's the fuel that purifies your emotions. So it burns away illusion, clearing shame and guilt, and preparing the solar plexus for awakening, right? So the unconscious use of your sexual creative energy, it descends into karma. And then this feeds the loops of shame and grief and obsession, right? And it creates anxiety, disillusionment, and depression, right? So that was another insight that I had about why this is so important, this work, right? So let's go back to, and that starts September 12th to 14th. So let's go back to, well, what happens if you're stubborn? Maybe you're the ego, right? Maybe the ego's got you and you're in love with your mind. Some people are in love with their minds. They love their minds. It's so entertaining. My mind is so entertaining. My mind fills me up with distractions and escape, and just I find it so interesting and fascinating. And I find other people's minds interesting and fascinating. Maybe you're there, right? Well, you're going to be stuck in this mental awareness system. So what happens if you refuse, right? This is like, remember I talk about it's like the program that we've been in in our simulation that we live in. You can call it like that, Maya or the Matrix. Well, the last 400 years we had a playlist. Maybe it was all salsa music, right? Salsa music. Right? So we learned how to salsa, and some people really learned well, like they were like amazing salsa dancers. They really succeeded in this program. And then suddenly that music is going to change, right? Maybe it's music we've never heard before, right? Like alien music. It's like, I don't know how to dance to this. The people that are still like, oh, I'm going to still do the salsa music to this music, it's not going to work. This is staying in the mental awareness system, right? And that's why AI is such a gift, because AI is moving in, it's taking over mental awareness system. We can't compete. Humans can't compete with AI. It's based on the human brain. It supersedes the human brain. It does things faster, more efficient, South Node Virgo, a lot of people are going to start losing their jobs. This is the collapse that we're going to see. Virgo um, rules work. South Node is loss, right? So we can see this. It's already happening with the mind. It's like, well, it's getting people to stop. Well, and all your tribal stuff's going to come out. You know, the across the planning the last 400 years was all about the 9. I'm going to focus on the skills, the 16, and then I'm going to bring them to the tribe, the 4037, and I'm going to contribute, and they're going to feed me, they're going to clothe me, they're going to educate me, they're going to put a roof over my head, they're going to take care of me. That's all going away. That's support network, right? Well, it's getting us to stop. Okay, well, holy crap, what am I going to do? How can I survive? Right? All those fears start to come up because the playlist is changing. You got to learn a new dance, right? So what happens if you stay here in the mental awareness system? Well, you're going to experience overwhelm, anxiety, burnout, because this mind was never meant to make your decisions. That's where we got trapped, right? So this is going to get overloaded. The mind will get overloaded, and people are going to spiral, right? Like I said, anxiety, insomnia, mental chatter, mental illness, all of that. And the more that they try, the more maybe you're stuck here, the more you try to figure everything out, the less clarity you'll have, the more confusion you'll have, the more doubt that you'll have, right? So then the meaning and life's meaning will start to collapse, right? This is like, if nothing's true, if I can't find the truth and figure out my life, then it's like nothing has meaning. Nothing has meaning. What's the point? This is the existential dread, despair, and hopelessness. And this can lead to disconnection from others, apathy, and depression. Okay? And this is like, you won't know what's real. People that are relying on their mind, they don't know what's real and what's not with the AI. And then this is ripe. You become ripe for manipulation. Right? Whenever there's chaos, there's always the opposite force, the negative force, you could call it, that tries to swoop in and issue control because you're off balance, right, with chaos. And then people are going to be looking for that savior, right, with the 5th line. And you're ripe to be manipulated and controlled by algorithms, propaganda, charismatic voices, false gurus, things like that. People will fall for that because they're still holding on to the mental awareness system. And this is like whoever sounds right, whoever looks like they're confident in that. It's like relying on your mind for the truth, and there's no truth here anymore. Right? There's no truth here anymore. There can be psychosis, paranoia, escapism, even offing yourself, right? Here. So you have to watch this, and now it's time to embrace this awareness system. But first, go to your body, Here, this is where you're safe. Here is your body, to listen to your body, and your body will tell you the truth. Okay. So with the 5720 here, let's talk a little bit about this. Yeah. Let me see here, 5720. Okay, with the 5720, this is an individual channel. The 5720, right? Remember, it can be collective, tribal, or individual. This is an individual channel, and it goes from the spleen to the throat. And Mars is activating the 57.6 here. And then the 20, of course, is Uranus on the other side. So this is the real embodiment key here. So this is a high frequency intuitive tone, the 57. It's an intuitive tone that pierces collective noise. Remember, any individual circuitry, it's all acoustic. It comes through sound. So this is a tone. So you've got the collective noise of the mind and the fear frequency and the crazy energy out in the field, the collective field. The 57 is like a tone. It's a tone, and it's a clear tone. And it's going to pierce through the collective noise for you. And then Uranus is a grounded. It's grounded, it's immediate, it's receptive, and it's present in the 20th here. So this is, you're in a situation, you know, you're in a situation in your life and you're feeling trapped by the mind, whatever it is, like maybe you're in a JOB and the mind has you trapped. I need this JOB because I won't survive without it, and I'm going to compromise myself and my truth. And you've been doing this for too long. The expiry date, it's like expired long ago. Yes, we're supposed to leave that JOB long ago. Well, this is where the sudden truth comes out. Somebody asks you a question, or your boss asks you to do something, work overtime, put more on your plate, doesn't appreciate you, doesn't value you. Boom, 5720 kicks in. You're like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm going home. I've had it with this JLB. They will just come out of you. It won't be scripted or anything, because you're in the present now moment. And then that 57 is the ring. Boom. Right? I can't hold back. Uranus, I can't hold back what I'm saying. And it's in the present now moment. And it's going to surprise you. So don't have regrets, right? People often like, I'm going to regret, and they'll slink back and apologize. And it's like, no, that happened for a reason. You're not going to be able to hold yourself back. Mars and Uranus together in that channel. Yeah. So we could see that, right? See that. So together they're speaking, right? With Mars and Uranus in the 5720, they only what vibrates as real and authentic. Only vibrates what's real and authentic. So if it's not real and authentic in your life, you're going to voice it. You'll voice it. That it's not, this isn't real. This isn't authentic to me. So it's not about truth, right? Per se, like the logic, right? Up here. There's no energy up here anymore. This is about a resonant note, right? It's about frequency that emerges when the body and the voice are aligned. So your body and your voice are aligned. They're in integrity. That means your body is speaking, right? And it's going to be true, and it's going to be in the present now moment here. Okay. So that's what's true. Not the pros and cons list. That's the old way. Oh, they did this, and they do that, and they do this, and like the checklist of why I should quit. This is like, no, it's immediate, and it's coming from your body. Your body won't be able to stuff the truth down anymore, because truth is a frequency, right? It's not a debate. Truth isn't a debate. It's a frequency. So remember that. Okay, so let's go into how this can work here. So we talked about that. So the individual, right, doesn't resolve collective doubt. Collective doubt, there's going to be a lot of collective doubt and confusion. It's piercing the moment with a tone that's correct. So trust that. Trust your body. Okay. So I want to talk about a warning for people is not to take on another person's karma. It's dangerous right now. So we're all in a choice point. We're all in a choice point right now. And you may be feeling this. And the choice basically is, am I going to be authentic? Am I going to be real? Am I going to follow my heart? Am I going to follow my soul? Am I going to go on my soul purpose? Am I going to realize myself, not my ego, but my capital S self? So there's that choice. And then there's the other choice, which is fear, based in fear and control and powering over people. Because basically, in terms of energy, when you realize that you're a soul, a spiritual being having human experiences, not just as a hobby, like, so, this is like a nice little idea in my head. No, as a reality, like an embodied reality for you. You are aligned with a great source of energy. A great source of energy that's not your personal energy. You're aligned to spiritual, divine energy. That's your alignment. This is the divine will that I talked about with the 40th gate, right, in my last video. Okay? But if someone in your life is not aligned with their soul, maybe they're talking a good talk. They got all the spiritual language. They talk about consciousness. They studied all the books, right? They sound really good, but they're not embodied. They're not embodied, which means they're not connected to their soul. They're not connected. They're connected to their ego and their mind, basically, right? But they're pretending that they're spiritual. You're embodied. They're not embodied. That's the other choice. Well, there's going to be an energy. There's going to be and we're seeing this, like, this started, I talked about this like years ago, with energy drinks coming out, and how can I get more energy, and even energy crises. That's going to be a big thing now and into the future is energy. How do I get my energy? Well, if somebody's not aligned with their soul, how are they going to get their energy? Well, they're going to get it from people like you. That's how they'll get it. They're not aligned with their soul. They're going to get it from you. So this is what I want to talk about with taking in another person's karma. And maybe you're not aware of it. That's why this eclipse will really help you to see, right? Because remember that the mind is being disrupted right now. So these shadows can start to come up. And the solar energy is going right to your body. So your body will let you know this dynamic. So I want you to watch this dynamic. I'm gonna teach you how to backtrack out of it, get out of it, because this is a soul trap right here that I'm talking about, and it's about the mind. It's about the mind. So you may experience, like, let's go to your body. You may experience knots in your throat, okay? Knots in and I'm talking about around particular people. And this particular person you could be very, very close with. They could be your spouse. They could be your husband, your partner, even a parent, a sibling, right? Somebody that you're really, really close to. You want to watch this, okay? So you may have a knot in your throat or your chest or your belly or your womb. And this is what happens when you get entangled with someone else's karma. So they've come in with their karma. Everybody's coming with their karma. That's their spiritual lessons, right? So some people try to manipulate, consciously or unconsciously, you take on my karma, which is like you would take it on with your body, right? And I have even had this experience myself where it's like, suddenly I feel really heavy in my body and I'm feeling really negative, and I know myself really well. You know, like, where's that coming from? And then my intuition was like, you're just taking something on in the field. And I have to really watch this as I have Pisces in my chart, right? In my 8th house. So I can take on other people's stuff. As soon as I say, like, I release what is not mine, right? I release it back to whoever's energy this is. Immediately I feel better. I feel lighter. So it can be that subtle, just in the energetic realm too. But if you're actually in somebody's field every day, you may be taking on karma that's not yours, and your body will pay the price for it. And that's the illness and the pain and things like that. You may be carrying something that's not yours, right? So to be aware of that. You could be bound up. Your identity, your sensuality, your self-expression can get bound up into someone else's control. This is karma, right? But you're here to transmute. I want you to remember, you're not a little weak little flower, right? Fragile flower. You've got lots of Scorpio in your chart. If you're on my fractal, you came here to transmute oppression. That's the ancestral karma, right? And you're here to embody what it means to be self-sovereign, So you got to remember to take those creative knots. If you're feeling these knots in your body, they're not yours. Your body is showing you something that you're taking on other people's karma, and you transmute them into creative fire, right? So return them back to sender. This isn't mine. I return this, right? I'm not carrying this for this person. And you need to remember that your body is an oracle, and your body is your truth. And your body is your art, basically. So here's how it can happen, right? So let's say somebody is very, very attached to their mind, and they're like a master, right? The master of language, master of turning things around and manipulation. They use words as weapons. Even their tone can be dominating. They use language as control. And basically what they're saying to you is you don't get to be you. You're mine to dominate what they're saying with their frequency, but it's wrapped around these words. And that's why this karma can be obsession, not love. It's karmic glue. And basically it's unfinished rivalry from other lifetimes. Right? So this suppresses your natural radiance, your sensuality, your artistic, and your creative expression. Okay? So and I've said this to the Divine Feminines before, but I really want to pound this home, right, for this eclipse. If you get into the mind, because this person is not embodied, they're not in their body, they're completely in their mind. They're identified with their mind and their ego. They're not aligned with soul. They may say they are, but you know they're not. You can feel that they're not, right? So as soon as you engage, right, you engage tete-to-tete, engage with the mind here, what happens? You start leaking your energy, hemorrhaging your energy to that other person when you're in your mind, right, trying to argue back and forth here. And I'll use myself as an example. This is a girlfriend I had way, way back. When was it? I think it was like the late 90s or something like that. Anyway, she was very intelligent and smart. And I love smart, intelligent women. Intelligent meaning like deeply insightful. That's what I mean by intelligent. But she was also intellectual. And that was her, she was in university at the time. So she was very intellectual, very logical. She had a lawyer's mind, right? And she could argue circles around me. That's not my tool house. I'm 3 parts right. Those arrows that you see, I'm 3 parts right. I only have 1 part left, which is a good thing because I can use that 1 part left to communicate to you. But 3 parts right, it's like, no, that's not logic and strategy and intellect. No, that's like, that's an effort. It drains me to think. I don't. It's not natural to me. I don't think like that, right? Logically, but she did. She did, and she would argue. She could argue circles around me, and she would try to argue with me. And I remember one time I was just really, really present with her. And this is my intelligence. My intelligence comes from deep inside me. And what came up, and this drove her crazy, was I said, just because you can win an argument doesn't mean it's true. Just because you can win an argument doesn't mean it's true. And that's how the intellect works. Because it's never ending. There's no resolution, right? So it's always about winning. There's always a winner and a loser with the intellect. And the intellect can find loopholes. The intellect can distract you from another perspective. And it's all about persuasion and manipulation. But what's happening to you, Divine Feminine, is you're leaking your energy. Because you're not in your body. You're not in your body at all, right? You're in your head here. And this is where this karmic wants you. This karmic wants you here. And this is how he siphons, or she, siphons sexual and creative life force from you, right? So this drains you. It drains your fuel to rise in consciousness, basically. And it keeps the energy going to him instead of letting him do his lesson. What it feels like to not be aligned with the soul and just to be with your mind. Well, he'll go and find someone else to manipulate, right? Somebody else to argue with. So remember that truth, right? Truth doesn't need validation. Truth doesn't require someone else's agreement. And truth is not a conclusion that you arrive at with logic. Truth is a frequency. It just is. So when you live this way, the slippery mind, I call him the slippery mind, has no power, right? Has no power. So what it is, and here's another story. This is like a recent story, like a couple months ago. I also have a friend. She's very aligned with her intellect, right? She identifies with her intellect. She identifies as, I was a professor in university and I know this. Anyway, she's really into war right now. She has been for a long time, right? So she watches all the propaganda. She has all her theories, right? And we're at the park one day and she's talking about war and how it's necessary, basically, in spiritual language, that it's necessary for our human evolution to have war, and that it's just part of being human and just the way it is. So she's talking, and my body starts contracting, right? And inside, I start to feel this agitation. And I just said to her, I said, I can't listen to you. I can't listen to you right now. And she's like, why? Why don't you agree with me? And blah, blah, blah. He's trying to get me up into my head. And I said, no, my body is contracting and I just feel agitated. Stop talking. Please stop talking. She stopped talking and immediately the agitation left. My body was still contracted a bit, but the agitation had left. So she was trying to argue with me, right? To bring me to her side, which is basically see the world the way that I see the world, which was an energy leak for me, but I stayed in my body. And I said, I don't know. I don't know why. I just know that my body is upset right now, right? My energy is upset right now. This does not feel good. It's very uncomfortable for me to sit here. And if you continue speaking about this, then I can't spend time with you. Right? So even my body now, I mean, we used to be close, but now we're not, because my body is like, no, I can't be around this energy. And that's what I have to obey, is my body. Now I have the blessing and the grace in my life right now to spend a lot of time alone. So I have in my own aura. So I know my frequency. So it's really, really radical when I'm faced with that. It's like, oh, my body is really communicating strongly to me that this is not okay. And it can't be argued away. How can you argue that I feel this way? Right? You can't argue your body. Your body just is. So this is what you do, divine feminines. You stay in your body, right? You don't get sucked into this win or lose. Now, if you have karma with this person and I have to get their validation and I've got to prove to them and I have to bring them to my side with argument, you're not in your power. You're leaking, you're hemorrhaging your energy to that person, right? So you stay embodied. You stay embodied, and that's all you say, right? You just say, my body doesn't resonate as truth for me, right? No, I don't see life like that. No, I'm not doing this. My body is like, no, I'm not doing this. Whatever he, right? The karmic is trying to persuade and manipulate you to do. You have to stay self-sovereign. This is what it means to be self-sovereign. And then you're protected, right? And this is your karma starts to dissolve with this person. Because right now you're in a mental prison, leaking your energy. And every time you're leaking your energy, you can't see. You're just caught in the karmic loop. This loop over and over and over again, and you stay in that prison. But it's all mental. It's all mental. As soon as you drop into the body, your karma will start to dissolve. You'll start to get stronger. You'll start to see reality. And most importantly, right, your inner being, which I'll talk about, will start to be born. Your inner being, the inner being that's inside you, right? So this is like, you don't play the game anymore. Your ego will be like, you have to prove your point. You've got to say this, you've got to say that, or you've got to listen to this person and say you agree with everything they're saying. No, you don't. The eclipse is giving you a little break, right? Because the sun's not shining on that moon. It's giving you a little break from this. So this eclipse is literally about letting go of doubt and confusion. Right? The endless loop of seeking validation for your truth. You don't need his validation for your truth. You just know the truth. Your body just is. Your body will show you the truth. The truth doesn't need debate or logic or validation. The truth is in your body's knowing. Your body knows. So that's even when, you just stay calm. Right? You just stay calm. You're not playing the mind game anymore, right? The truth is inside you. So this is, you start to release, right? This is a very empowering place to be. So it's like, I'm going to commit. Tell yourself right now, I'm going to commit to staying in my body. I'm not going to let my mind be hijacked into my mind. There's no power. My body has so much wisdom here, right? So you may say, well, that's really easy, right? That's too easy, especially with a karmic intellect with a head on a stick. But it can be this easy. So let's talk about the fears, though, right? So there's going to be fears come up. And this is where the ego and the conditioning come up. Well, if I don't explain my truth, right, I'll look stupid. That's a fear. If I trust my body, I'll seem powerless. If I don't argue, I'll be judged by this person. I'll be ridiculed. I'll be abandoned. I'll be rejected. Right? So maybe, and this will bring up your wound, divine feminine, of being persecuted and rejected. Right? This is the ancestral memories that come up. The wound of being silenced, the wound of not being listened to, dismissed or betrayed when you were speaking your deep truths. All that stuff will start to come up. This is why it's so terrifying to let your body speak instead of rationalizing and proving yourself. And meanwhile, you're leaking tons of energy to that karmic. You want to stop that, right? Stop it in its tracks. And remember, you're moving into the 46, September 21st. So this is the love of the body. So the shadow is, I don't trust my body, right? That's the shadow. I don't trust my body. And the karmic will mirror that back to you. Don't trust your body. What do you know, right? What do you know? What books do you read? You've got no qualifications to do that. You don't listen to this nonsense. You trust your body 100%, right? Your body's not going to betray you, right? Your body's not going to like say one thing and then another thing the next day. No, it's truth in the now. It's going to be your truth in the now. So the gift is realizing that your body is your home, not the karmic. Your body is your safety and security, not your karmic. Your body is your temple, right? And this is how divinity expresses itself right now, is through the body, right? So remember that the ego's fears, you're going to face this stuff. This is the backlash of the ego, the foreign installation that's not you, right? The ego's fears that you look foolish, you look weak, you look unworthy if you stop explaining yourself, or you stop playing this intellectual game that's not you, right? But the mutation is when you stop justifying yourself, right? Justifying your truth, you can't be manipulated anymore. You'll no longer be manipulated. You see how powerful this is, even for the collective. We've been under mass formation, right? Mind control, especially since 2020, right? And onward from day one. You can't be manipulated anymore. When you stop, you don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to defend your truth. You don't need to defend what your body is communicating, right? So the body's wisdom may be silent, simple, or even awkward sometimes, but it's sovereign. You can count on it. It's sovereign. So this is the purification now, right? To trust your body as the frequency anchor until that solar plexus completes its awakening cycle in the future, right? So it's about anchoring into your body now. And remember, your body is a messenger. So don't try to mute the message. Don't try to fix the body. If my shoulder hurts, oh, my shoulder's in pain today, I got to take an aspirin, I got to get a massage, I got to get, infrared light therapy or whatever. It's like, no, listen to your shoulder, right? And your shoulder will say, oh, you've taken on way too many responsibilities, right? You need to drop this responsibility. It's not yours. Maybe it's this karmic's, right? That's his responsibility. It's not mine, right? And then you take action. Suddenly your shoulder feels better. Wow. Right? It's a miracle. No, it's not a miracle. You start treating your body in an honorable way. You start treating it as a temple that's communicating to you. Oh, I've got this crazy headache today. I don't know what this headache's about. Got to take an aspirin. I got to go to bed, right? I can't do anything, right? Trying to fix it or make it more comfortable. It's no, listen to your headache. What's your headache saying? Oh, I'm in conflict. I know I'm supposed to make a choice, right? You start listening to your inner being. Your inner being, you say, leave this situation, right? And the conflict is like, how will I survive? Well, that's when you start listening to what that headache's telling you, right? Am I listening to my soul or am I listening to my ego, right? That's the conflict right there. So start listening to your body. Okay. So you're in your power, right? So you're in your power when you're in your body. You don't want to be this, right? With that King of Swords energy, right? That karmic there. You're under his control, mentally under his control. You want to be this, right? So your body's your oracle. So remember, if your body, even now, right? Even now, if you're in pain in your body, put this on pause and say, my energy is my own. I call back my creative fire now, right? My energy is my own. I call back my creative fire now. And when my body says no, I obey it. My body is saying, no, I'm not doing this, right? And the 3740, the old tribal agreement is like, well, you're my wife. You have to do this. Guilt trip. Right, we're a team. We're in this together. But your body is saying no. You got to listen to your body. You don't listen to the conditioning because this contract is ending. This tribal agreements, they're ending. So no guilt tripping you, because guilt trip gets you up in your head. Oh, I should do this because I'm playing this role, and I won't be supported if I don't. No, you listen to your body. Your body's the oracle now. Your body's your guru. Your body's your pendulum, right? Okay. So it's really about, when you're in your body, the siphoning will collapse. When you're in your breath, your bones, the mind has no leverage over you. So you want to trust when your body's expansive and open, and then you want to trust it when it's contracting, right? In this way, the mind, that slippery mind, can't hook you. So drop into the body, right? So drop into the body. So if you want to do something, then drop into the body is dance. The body loves to dance and to move and to sing. Let the body sing and breathe. Breathe deeply and trust the frequency. What you're saying is, I'm trusting the frequency of my body now. I'm trusting the sensation of my wisdom, because the body doesn't argue. The body just is. The body's not going to argue with this karmic. The body just is. The mind wants to argue. The ego wants to argue, wants to win. You don't want to win. You just want to be in the truth of who you are. And when you fully trust that, slippery, evasive manipulation has no hooks left. Can't get to you. So you want to be filling up that cup. You want to fill up your cup. And that means to stop leaking your energy, right? So, and this is what happens, right? So this is your inner being, So this is the purpose. Why we're here, right? You all hear words like enlightenment and ascension, right? Moving out of the wheel of samsara, things like that, escaping. This is what it is. It's the inner being. So there's an inner being that lives inside you. You could call it your own inner teacher, your inner guide. You could call it your higher self, right? Your angel or whatever. No, it's you. That's you, is the inner being. And that's who you're here to meet. That's who you're here to merge with in this lifetime. And there's no doing this. Look, I just flipped to that. Isn't that fun? There's no doing this until you transmute your sexual, sacred, sexual, creative energy, right? And then you're able to meet this being. And that means you're channeling the energy upward, your creative energy upward, not down, that we've been conditioned, right, to leak our energies in lots of little clever ways. And that's just one of them, right? That's just one of them out of many. So the promise is simple, right? The promise is simple, is the mind. If you stay in the mind, you'll drown, but the body will carry you right now. Your body will carry you because you start listening to the mind, right? Your energy leaks. But you start listening to your body. This allows this inner being to start to come forward in your life. And this is your wisdom. This is your intuition. This is your happiness. This is your joy. This is your prosperity. It's your safety. It's your security. It's this inner being. We all have one. This is the Phoenix energy, right? The Phoenix energy. So this isn't weakness. To listen to your body is not weakness. Don't listen to anybody telling you that it's weak, that you don't have all these justifications and clever intellectual things to say. That's all a trap, and that's leaking your energy and keeping you from your own self-sovereignty, which is your inner being. So it's not stupidity. This is deep wisdom. This is deep wisdom. You hear people with that are really attached to their brain and their mind, right? And they worship the mind. They worship their brain, their mind. They love their mind, right? They'll say things like, we're going to find God in AI. And what is AI? AI is just an extension of the mind. It's ego. That's what AI is ego. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I love artificial intelligence, right? But I know that it's a tool. I know that I'm not going to, with God, it's like, tell me where God is not, right? We're going to find God in AI, right? We're going to find God and consciousness in our brain. That's spoken from somebody that's so identified with their mind. It's like, show me where God is not. God is generating, organizing, delivering, destroying. It's the totality, right? The mind is within consciousness. AI is within consciousness. Everything is God. Everything is God, right? So do you see how that just like limits your point of view? And this is what happens when you're not connected to your inner being. You're the human, right? You're just this human self. That I'm just this brain and mind, right? And I have to manipulate others to get my energy because we need energy to be animated, right? By spirit. So the eclipse is asking you, what are you going to choose, Divine Feminine? Are you going to choose the mind's prison? Are you going to stay in that mind prison? Or are you going to choose your body as the oracle? No matter what trap you're in right now, right? It's like, I have no idea how I can get out of this. I'm so dependent here. I've got no money, because that's the first thing we go to, because we worship money as a humanity. That's our God, is money. We just need more and more and more money, right? But it's really this inner being. This is what you need to connect to. The inner being is your creativity. It's your prosperity, your peace, your wisdom. Everything is this inner being. That's who you need to connect to. And it's inside you. It's inside you. So what are you going to choose? Are you going to choose that mind prison, right? That's telling you that you're limited and you're trapped in this situation? Or are you going to say, no, I'm choosing this, right? And I'm getting to the inner being by trusting my body. Right now, the inner being is communicating to you through your body, your physical form, your physical body. So listen to it, right? So when this inner being comes forward, you're clear, you're steady, right? You're guided to the truth. And there's a calm inner knowing that repeats itself over and over and over again until you trust it. This inner being will even come into your dream world. Like, who are you dreaming? What dreams are you having? Your inner being is trying to communicate to you, right? The inner being brings peace. There's no need to fight and argue. There's no need to defend yourself. It's a stillness in the body that says, I'm safe to be myself. That's your inner being. I'm safe to be myself. This is when your nervous system starts to relax. It's when you allow this inner being to come in. You don't need to run out and get pills, right? Medication. It's like, no, you need to connect to your inner being. You're happy, and this isn't like excitement, dopamine hits, or distraction. This is true happiness, and this is a natural byproduct of alignment with your inner being. There's a quiet contentment with your inner being. There's joy. There's spontaneity, right? There's creativity. It's childlike. It's childlike, and it's flowing from your body when your energy isn't being drained. This is like when you want to dance, right? You're in such joy. You're overflowing. You just want to dance, and you want to move. You want to enjoy life. This is when you're aligned with your inner being. And your wisdom, deep, deep wisdom comes from this inner being. And it's not learned from books, but it's embodied. This is when your ancient wisdom, divine feminine, starts to release. The ancient wisdom when you were a Cathar, this all starts to release from your cells. It's not coming from your mind, it's coming from your body. So this is magnetism when you allow this inner being to come in, right? It's magnetizing everything you need as a divine feminine, your prosperity, your abundance, everything to you. But it's through your presence, right? So that's like, this is presence. I'm in the present now moment. I'm not strategizing. I'm not in my mind defending myself. I'm not like, what should I say? Scripting my language, wearing a mask. It's like, no, I just am, right? I am in this moment. Okay, so this is why you came here, is to find this inner being, to realize what you're looking for is inside you, right? The Empress, this is like the Empress energy too, right? Okay. So right now, with this eclipse, doubt and confusion dissolving, your mind is being interrupted. Wagadu, that's a good thing. The overwhelm of the mental system is being exposed. You're learning that truth is in the mind. It's not something you discover and prove and argue about. It's not your mind. Your action is to drop into the 5720, right? Drop into the body. And then you're preparing for the new moon on September 21st. And this is the love of the body. The love of the body starts to get activated, right? When you align with the inner body. And so the shadow, to watch the shadow until September 21st, is that the fear that your body will betray you. That shame, right? Shame will come up. Well, my body will betray me by getting ill. It's not strong. It will reject, right? It will get rejected. So the body is a temple. The body is love itself. That's the gift. And ecstasy, that's 46. Ecstasy, this is the city. And this is when your embodiment is lived as devotion. And that means that I'm committing to listening to my inner being. When my inner being starts to really come forward through the body, right? I'm going to listen. I'm going to obey my body. Just do it for a day. See what happens. I'm going to obey my body. I'm not going to feel shame when I communicate from my body, right? So the temptation is going to be the fight and argue and still use your mind, but you want to be anchored in the body. And I'm not doing that because fighting and arguing means I'm leaking energy, and that means I move farther and farther and farther away from my inner being. And this is what I want, right? Okay. Okay, so that's it. And remember that I'm doing. I did a couple shorts. Let me know if people like those. And notice on Instagram they like the shorts better than the posts. and quite easy to do for me. Okay, so remember that it's Sacred Sexual Alchemy Retreat, September 12th to the 14th. So if you want to go deeper with this work, right, we're going to be looking at your primary sexual wound, right? And this is what you've inherited. And it depends on your chart, your unique chart. And this is where you want to bring your focus. So there'll be lots of teachings. It's not going to be heavy. I'm really getting the intuitive guidance that it's going to be fun and playful. So I got some things lined up. Fun and playful and joyful, right? Not all heavy and dark and the shadow. So a little bit more balance with levity, right? With the gravity of this work, but also the levity too. So if you feel called to attend, it's a great container, and it really pressurizes the ego, the not self, so that that inner being can come forward. And then you get to meet some like-minded people too, right, on your fractal. Okay, so let's do a quick reading here. And this is the fractal read here. And it's all for the eclipse, actually. So what's dissolving? Oh my God, Queen of Cups? No. Well, we look at it as the shadow of the Queen of Cups. So this is the illusion that love means losing yourself in someone else's emotions. That love means I just lose myself in their emotions. If they are sad and upset about something that happened to them, then I've got to be sad and upset, right? It's like I can't be happy if they're not happy. If they had a shitty day, how can I be happy, right? This is what you're losing with this eclipse, right? And that is not love. Oh, if you love somebody, it means that you get miserable with them. No. If you love somebody, you're yourself. That's what it is, right? If I love someone, I'm myself. It starts with you. And it's authentic that I'm happy. And, you know, yeah, I can have compassion for you. You had a really shitty day. But I'm not going to let it drain my energy. This is more draining of my life force energy, that I've got to be miserable with you. It's like, no, I stay as I am. I'm authentic. And vice versa, not expecting your partner to be miserable because you're miserable, right? So not losing someone, especially if you have an open solar plexus, right? You're taking on the emotions of your partner. You have to be aware of that. It's like, oh, suddenly I was happy and now I'm feeling really low and miserable and frustrated and angry. It's like, no, check yourself. Those aren't my emotions. They're his emotions. And then I return this to this, I return it back to him, this energy. So the Queen of Cups in shadow can be manipulated by her empathy, drowning in feelings that aren't even hers, and that's taking the karma of someone else, right? They have the karma of they had to have a shitty day. Someone had to confront them. It's karmic. It's from their past lives. Maybe they got fired or something, or they lost a lot of money, right? That's their karma. And they're all upset. They're angry and you're angry. What you're doing is feeling that other person's emotions. You're taking on their karma. Let them be in their lesson. Don't take their lesson away from them, right? So you can be manipulated, right? And this other person may be manipulating you. Go like getting you all riled up about what happened in their perspective. You stay centered in your body. You listen with empathy, but you don't take on their emotions. Let them feel their own emotions, right? So what's leaving is this pattern. You're going to start to see it. The sun is on the earth, on your body. So you're going to start to feel it. What is really going on to my body in this karmic entanglement, right? So this eclipse is teaching you your empathy is a gift, but it's not a leash. Your empathy is a gift, but it's not a leash. So you can love without being consumed, right? So this is the neti, right? This isn't mine. This isn't mine, the discernment. So where's the trap for the fractal? You got 8 of Cups reversed and the 4 of Wands. So the trap that you're in is you're mistaking karmic contract for soulmate. Karmic contract for my true union. This is my true counterpart. This is my divine masculine. This is the trap, right? So this is not, it's karmic, right? It's a karmic trap. It's not union. So the reversed 8 of Cups says you keep going back to this, maybe mentally, but we're soulmates. We're supposed to be together, right? And you can't walk away. And you're projecting home. This is my home. He's my home. And something that's actually bondage, right? You keep circling back, that prison that I'm living in. That's my home. It's so pretty and beautiful, right? You're not seeing it clearly. It's not your home. It's your prison, right? This is the relationship that teaches you to stand up for yourself and say no more. I'm not leaking my energy to you anymore. I did in so many lifetimes, and you know what? I'm done with this. I'm bored with this lesson. I'm putting down the script. I'm walking out the prison door now. So this is the trap. So you're thinking this obsession that you have with this person, like, I've got to get them to see my point of view. I got to get them to validate me. I got to get them to finally see me and respect me. That's not love. That's obsession, and that's karma, right? It's karma. And the bondage is not safety. You're bonded together through karma. It's not safety. For your soul, it's anything but. It's the complete opposite of safety for your soul. You've been trapped. You've been trapped. So the trap in staying is in this is what's siphoning your life force energy. This is why your health is going down. This is why you're in angst, why you have insomnia, why you have headaches. It's because of this, right? And you can't stay in hope. Well, we're soulmates. It was so good at the beginning, and one day it's going to turn into freedom. The prison bars will just disappear magically. No. The prison doesn't disappear until you walk out the door and you don't look back. That's when the prison disappears, right? So, but your body will let you know. So you want to trust your body and don't be afraid to see the truth. Your body will tell you the truth. So what's the body teaching is the world card, 21, the end. The world is the voice of your body. And what is it saying? That you're already whole and complete unto yourself. You don't need anybody's agreement. You don't need his agreement to be complete. You don't need to argue to prove that you're worthy. You don't need to argue. Your body is your circle of sovereignty. It's the Alpha and the Omega. Your body says, when you stand in me, you're finished. You're free. That's the world card. This is what your body's saying. Step into me. Get out of your head, get out of your mind, and be fully embodied. Prison disappears, right? This is like your freedom. This is freedom when you're in your body. So how do you prepare for the new moon in gate 46 that's coming September 21st, right? So what is how to prepare for that? The 10 of Wands reversed. This is saying put your burdens down that aren't yours. You've been carrying other people's burdens. Put them down. You're not here to carry someone else's karma. That's what it's saying. You're not here to haul their shame, feel their guilt, take on their projections, take on their weight. To love the body is to stop punishing it, to stop loading it with responsibilities that were never yours, taking on the pain of another person, right? So the preparation for the new moon eclipse is simple. Release what isn't yours so that your body can breathe again. And again, it's I return this energy to the sender, right? This isn't mine. This is what you do. That's how you prepare. And what's the ultimate gift of this eclipse pair? King of Wands and the Devil. That's quite the pair. Right? So the Devil shows us the chains, right? This is you and your karmic down here, chained to the Devil energy. This is karmic obsession. It's sexual siphoning. It's the bondage of manipulation. So sexual creative energy, right? That's the siphoning. But once you see the Devil with this eclipse, once I see that, oh, this is what's happening, I see it clearly now. I'm not trapped in this karmic swirl. I see the clarity of what's happening, right? The chains will break. The chains will break here. And what rises from that release is the King of Wands. And that's sovereign fire, it's creative leadership, it's embodied vision. So the gift of this eclipse pair is when you reclaim your sexual, creative energy, you're not leaking that anymore. From karmic bondage, you step into your true power. You become the leader, the flame bearer, the sovereign of your own life. Now, it's interesting that it's the king and not the queen. Well, what does this mean? That means this is the masculine. Your masculine energy starts to come online. You're not outsourcing it to this karmic, right? For the false sense of security, then the false sense that he's providing for you and taking care of you. It's all a karmic trap, right? The King of Wands comes forward and it's like, I can take care of myself. Right? I have the divine masculine myself to take care of myself in the world. I have the ability to be self-sovereign, right? When I'm embodied, when I'm aligned with my inner being, then I operate from that place, right? And that's the divine masculine energy. So that's beautiful. So the eclipse is not about winning arguments. You're not going to be about winning arguments anymore. It's about dissolving doubt and confusion. Dissolving the doubt and confusion. Stepping out of karmic traps and anchoring the truth in the body. And the body never lies. Your karmic will lie, right? Your mind will lie, but your body won't lie. Your body won't. And your body is the temple, and the body is your liberation. Okay, so let's go for the twin. The twin. The twin flames. For this lunar eclipse. Okay. So this is for the people on the twin flame path in my fractal. So what karmic illusion is the fractal still entangled in? 10 of Pentacles. This is the illusion of family, security, tradition, external stability. So many are in the karmic bond, so that fits with the general fractal reading, because of legacy, because of home, because of community, the appearance of stability. So it looks like success, right? It has the outer appearance of success, but it's bondage disguised as safety. This is the gilded cage, right? So this is we have a house, right? We have a home together. We're a family. My family is accepting of him. We have our role within the family. We have a status in the community. And this is what's trapping the divine feminine, right? Trapping the divine feminine in the karmic contracts. It's always for others, right? It's all about optics, right? It's about optics. How does this appear? Instead of like, what is my body telling me right now? It's not going to be telling you this for sure. The Ten of Pentacles. And then what truth is hidden underneath the karmic illusion? And there's the world again. So the truth is completion and sovereignty. So you don't need to tether yourself to this illusion of external stability. You're whole already, right? So don't be measuring yourself. Well, this means I'm safe. No, safety for you now, as we move into the cross of the sleeping phoenix, is that you're whole already. That's your safety. Is you're whole, you have everything you need. It's already inside you, right? So the world says your union, your ecstasy, your fulfillment are not in the karmic pattern. They can't be found there. They're within you. And remember, with twin flames, they have to come into union with themselves first. The twin flames have to be whole unto themselves. There's none of this, I need you to complete me, and I need you for safety and the bargain, right? I need this, and then you give me this back. It's like, no, you're whole and complete unto yourself. Every twin flame has to go through this. They have to unite with themselves, which is this world card, right? The world says that you're already complete. So the hidden truth is wholeness now. The hidden truth is embracing your wholeness now, embracing that inner being now, not later, not down the road. And then what is the body trying to reveal right now to you? Page of Pentacles. The body says start again. This is the beginning, right? Page of Pentacles. The body saying start again. Be humble, right? Learn to listen. Learn to listen to yourself. Learn to listen to your inner being. It's okay for you to start again. You're not losing, you're gaining, right? You're gaining. So the page is the beginner's mind, and it's approach the body, approach your body as if it's a new teacher. Approach your body like it's a new teacher. So the body's wisdom is earthy, it's simple, it's grounded, right? And it whispers, eat well, right? Move, touch the earth, dance. Learn my language again. That's what your body is saying. Learn my language again, right? And I'll teach you. Your body will teach you. So you must return to the body as a student, not as a master. I know what the body needs. I'm going to impose all this on the body. You're doing what the karmic is doing to you, to your body. No, you want to listen to your body. Learn to listen to your body. Okay, what must be released to prepare for this new moon in gate 46 in September 21st? Well, Six of Swords here is transition. It's leaving behind turbulent waters. The conflict, the angst, the arguments, all that stuff, you're leaving that behind. And the High Priestess reverse says ignoring intuition, secrets, disconnection from your inner knowing. So to prepare, you've got to let go of the mental prison, Six of Swords, and stop betraying your own intuition. Stop betraying your own intuition. That's the High Priestess reverse. So right here it's saying your intuition is strong. This is your inner being, like the High Priestess. Your inner being is communicating to you, but you're not listening. Right? You're not listening at all. So you must stop outsourcing. You already know. You already know. But you're outsourcing your inner knowing and actually move away from what's draining you. You already know what to do, right? So do it. And then what's the gift of this twin flame path? Ten of Swords, Page of Cups reversed, and then the Queen of Cups. Again, the Queen of Cups showed up. So the Ten of Swords is the ego death, painful endings, karmic cycles breaking once and for all, finally not doing that Eight of Cups reversed, right? Finally letting go of this karmic cycle that you've been in. Page of, maybe for lifetimes you've been in this, and now you have the opportunity to let it go. Page of Cups reversed, immaturity, emotional naivete, illusions of love as fantasy, right? All being shattered. Oh, one day I'm hopeful things will change, right? This is shattering that illusion. And then the Queen of Cups is the gift, is in your embodied, sovereign, compassionate, feminine intuition. So the twin flame path, right, is the death of false love, Ten of Swords and Page of Cups reversed, and then the birth of the true divine feminine sovereignty. This is the Queen of Cups upright. So for the wrap up here is the karmic illusion that you're entangled in the Ten of Pentacles, the dream of security, family, appearances of stability, but the truth is the truth that's trying to break through is that you don't need this. It's not safe and it's not secure for you, that you're already whole. No matter if you've got $5 in your bank account, right? You're already whole onto yourself right now. This is what you need to embrace. You need to embrace. You don't need to hold on to this illusion that's crumbling and disappearing. You don't need to hold on to that. Your body's calling you back. As the Page of Pentacles, it's saying to be a humble student. Learn to listen to your oracle. That's your body. And to prepare, you need to let go. You must release, right? Release the Six of Swords and the High Priestess reverse. So leave the mental prison, right? And stop ignoring your intuition. Move away from what silences you. Whoever's silencing you won't let you speak, move away from them. Move away from them. And the gift of the twin flame path is the death of false love. False love, it's not real love, it's karmic, right? The end of karmic naivete, thinking that this prison is true love for you. No, you're letting it go, twin flame. And what rises from this is Queen of Cups, sovereign, intuitive, radiant, not manipulative. So this is your liberation. The divine feminine finally fully in her body, no longer leaking her energy, no longer trapped in karmic illusions, and no longer waiting for validation. She's whole, sovereign, and free. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay. So that's what I have for this eclipse. And 133. Okay, so just a reminder, it's the Sacred Sexual Alchemy Retreat. It's going to be very, very powerful. September 12th to the 14th. Tune into your body. If your body's like, yes, then bust a move. You can go on my website and you can register there. And it's going to be very, very potent. I'm very excited to see what comes out of this experience. Each retreat is different and they become better and better and more refined. And the women that are showing up are pretty incredible in their own right. Okay, so you can follow me on Instagram, no, not on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, the community posts that I do, and then Telegram as well. Okay, so have a good eclipse, and I will see you soon, and I'll see you on my posts, my daily posts. Okay, take care. Bye-bye, everybody.